Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by
Andy.
Mark. Michael.
And we've just finished playing Vast, the Crystal Caverns. Now, this is a very unusual game. So there was 4 of us here, and we each take 4 fantasy elements, I'm going to say, exploring this cave. So in this particular game, I was the goblins, and my objective was to try and kill the knight. Andy over here was playing the knight. The knight's objective is to try and kill the dragon. Michael was playing the dragon, but Mark was playing the cave, and he's placing these tiles out and causing certain areas to become blocked up, and certain areas of the cave will collapse and things like this. But each of the 4 of us have 4 very different objectives, and they play very differently. So I'll tell you briefly about mine. I honestly can't tell you a lot about these other ones because I've not played those particular roles before. So on mine, I got these 3 tribes, these 3 symbols, and my other one's actually on the board here. But the green discs represent the population, and they have a bit of strength here as well. And I'm trying to run around the cave. These dark areas are very easy for me to move around, but it's very difficult for me to move my goblins in the light areas. I'm trying to run up to the knight, which is the yellow guy, and then I attack him. I have to have more strength than him. So that's what I was trying to do. On the knight's turn, he can kind of spend these cubes for different areas. So he can spend some cubes for movement, or he can add them to his strength. But obviously the more movement he has, the less he can apply to strength. And if I'm going to be attacking him, I need more strength than him, so he needs to kind of make sure he has enough strength to stop me. He also needs strength to defeat the dragon. As the dragon goes through the game, the dragon kind of starts off fairly weak because he's sleepy and is trying to wake himself up as he goes through the game. So his armor and other abilities gradually increase as he's getting through the game. And Michael, I think you were trying to escape, weren't you, from the cave?
Yes, I actually...
How do you win?
You have to imagine that the dragon is underneath the map and then has to emerge out of the map and get to the exit of the cave and effectively escape. So for movement for the dragon is slightly strange. The dragon's powers are really drawn at random from cards, and I have to avoid dying while waking up and then escape from the cave at the end.
Okay. And Mark, I have no idea what you were trying to do in this game. How could you win?
Basically, I've got loads of tiles which have the various map things. I need to get them all placed so I can start removing them from the board, and when they all disappear, you guys are done.
Okay.
Simple as that, really.
And Andy, anything else you want to add in terms of how you play the knight?
Basically, you said most of the knight stuff is you have your cubes. You start with 2. You get more as you go down the grit track. You place them as you wish. So on your turn, you start, say, with 2, and you decide, well, I've got 1 movement and 1 perception by default. So you move 1, do an encounter, and it's like, well, do I need to move more, or do I need to put some strength? So you then choose where to put each cube 1 at a time. So you can put a cube somewhere, do something else, place another cube, and do that.
And these encounters, you were sort of revealing tiles and things on the board, weren't you?
The knight wants to reveal event tiles. Every tile the knight reveals gives the knight grit. Event tiles give you random things. They can lose you grit, give the cave some bonuses, or give you health back. They're quite sort of, most of the events are okay. There's also treasure. You can get treasure, and the cave will give you treasure cards.
So there are various treasure bits down here, which tend to be good for all of us, actually, weren't they?
Yeah.
We all want to try and find the treasure. I was particularly keen on these little ambush things. Whenever Andy turned every one of these, I got to send one of my goblin tribes to ambush him and was able to knock some of his health off that way.
Yeah, but it's a nice idea that you don't pre-select what you're doing, but you go, oh, I want an extra cube there, then I want an extra cube here. It's you can sort of tailor your turn as your turn's evolving, and also you get these cubes when your grit reaches one of these white spaces or the yellow cubes. You get the yellow cube immediately, so you then can extend your turn.
Ah, you got more cubes to play with.
Yeah, and you get more grit by doing things like side quests. And getting treasure. If you decline treasure from the cave, you get grit. And so there's some nice decisions in there for the knights, I find.
All right, and what do you think of the game as a whole?
I like the game. It's a hell of a learning curve. It's a pain to explain to people because there's very little core rules. Everybody has their own rules. So you have to explain exactly how people work. You need a very good understanding of how the game works to be able to explain it. And also, you need an experienced player to play the cave. You wouldn't really want to be teaching it to, say, 3 new players and have one of those playing the cave, because they all have no idea what they're doing. It's it's to sort of say, I think it's a good game. It's an unusual game, and I don't think there's anything quite like it. But I can see this being a very acquired taste.
Yeah.
Sort of, not everybody will like this.
Okay, fine. Mark?
Fundamentally, I like the idea. I think the problem with the practice is that because you're having to teach different rule sets to each player, it's for the weight of the game. It takes a long time to get into the game, to like actually get playing. As you're playing with people regularly, as Andy said, because A, they need to know how to play the characters well, and B, because they need to even understand the rules and all stuff that comes with it. The other thing is, it is a bit of a bog on downtime, even with 4 players. I think there's a lot of time spent waiting. It's not like you can't really decide your turn. You just got to wait till see what happens with the board and then react to whatever happens. I like the idea. I just think it plays too slow for what the depth of the game is.
I sort of hope that with repeated the same people playing it 2 or 3 times, that hopefully will reduce, because a lot of the downtime is the cave. Is placing tiles out, because you explore, you reveal a tile, then the cave player has to put dark tiles on every light edge of the tile. So with that tile, it'll be there and there. So the cave will choose one from his hand, place it down, draw a new tile, and repeat until all the dark edges, which can slow things down, where if a lot of tiles are being explored. But so I say, hopefully with repeated plays, because you've got some nice decisions, but there's not a huge amount of stuff that you do on your turn. You can some of it you can pre-plan, but some of it you can't, as Mark was saying, because the board evolves by the time it comes back around to your turn. But yeah, I sort of say, hopefully with repeated plays from the same people, that downtime would significantly reduce.
Okay. Michael, what do you think?
I wanted to like it. I love the idea of being so asymmetric. It ought to be fun. This is a turkey. I accept the points about the rules, and if we had more experience playing, we'd get better at it, but the downtime is painful. If you draw the wrong cards as any one of the characters other than the cave, you've got nothing to do except watch everybody else. This is the board game equivalent of Test cricket in the rain. Don't, okay? Just don't.
Okay, rating out of 10, dare I ask?
I have played some worse games, but only just, so 2.
Okay, Mark?
I think as a new player, or to me an experience, you'd probably give it maybe a 5. I think if you played it more, yeah, it'd speed up and get better, but the problem is you've got to get there, and I'm not sure enough people will.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I sort of, as much as I like this game, I think realistically it's about a 6.5. It's just getting people. I think the problem would be getting people to play it. It's not like it's just because of the initial game downtime. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think they summarised it well. It feels like a light game, and yet it's really, really difficult to learn. Just even me playing the goblins, not worrying about what anyone else is doing, there's still like 2 sides of A4 that I had to read to get my head round what in the world I was doing. And as Mark was saying, at the beginning of my turn, I'm always drawing a card, and I can't really plan my turn until I know what this card is. So I just have to sit there waiting for everyone else to take their turn. As Michael says, there is an awful lot of downtime. I was wandering off looking at other games and chatting to Michael while they were taking their turns. There isn't a lot to do. But the idea is great, I think. You're all playing these different things with different objectives. You're all running around chasing each other. It's a brilliant idea. I just feel like it needs a lot of streamlining, some just kind of better execution. But with repeated play, I think you could play this quickly. But as they say, I don't know, I'd be willing personally to put the time in to get to that point. I'd be on a 6 out of 10 though. Really nice idea. All right, thanks for watching. That was Vast.